Guy here immediately because he's been
Yeah.
kidnapped.
Yeah,
What?
I have a
When
part
did
for
you
him, and
get
I was thinking of
kidnapped?
at the end of last session.
Oh.
Yeah, Osborne
Yeah.
basically captured Edmund and
Oh,
drug
right.
him
I kept
underground.
wondering. Sorry, I kept wondering why you didn't turn around and run as soon as it went south, because I would have turned around and ran because I'm scared of
Because
Osborne.
magical paralysis.
Basically.
Um.
It's like,
No,
oh,
I mean, I
Lex
would have.
isn't the only person who can do that. I forgot.
I would have started running even sooner than
It's
that.
okay.
But yeah.
No one else could have possibly predicted Sekovec would have been there too.
I can't believe Osborne and Sinkovic joined forces. This city can just die. I don't care anymore.
I love that. All right, so let's go ahead and hit it up then. Welcome back once again to everyone to Urban Jungle, a game about animal people, masked heroes, and cultists finalizing their terrible plans in ways that make our players cry. Our story takes place in 1923 in the city of Trikoga, beset by unrest, fires, bombings, and supernatural activity. Joining us today to fight off the unspeakable are our players. Let's go ahead and start from the top. Dante.
I'm Dante, the original, famous sloth magician, clairvoyant, fortune teller, dedicant. My motto is always face the curtain with a bow, and I honestly have not been paying attention to goal list.
That's perfectly fine. Coming up next is EHH.
I am James Green. I am a night deer debunker. My motto is there's got to be a logical explanation, and my goals are to make a name for myself as a debunker, debunk a psychic, put an end to the entity, stop Osborne, and make the magazine more than a friend.
Wonderful.
Oh, and find the temple.
Ah, yes, the temple. Follow that up. Ender.
I am playing Zechariah Jericho. He is a Bat Knight telekinetic. His motto is I won't let the people I love get hurt, never again. And his motivation pretty much this entire time is been discovering the truth behind the untimely demise of his older brother.
Yes.
But he also wants to kick Osborne's butt and find the location of the hidden temple.
Of course. And last but not least, Rafferty.
Hello, I am playing Claudia Greathouse, a rich fox who is also the woman in black, the masked vigilante / monster hunter. And my motto is justice, tempered by mercy. I still have the execute the entity of Willow Springs on the goal list. I think you told us not to remove that.
Right, that's right. I gave you a mid-goal because you did fight it and throw it off, but it still exists, and this final stroke is about removing it. You even tried to negotiate with Osborne to get rid of it for you.
I know, one of our goals is to stop Osborne, but it was like, I thought they might be the only threat, but now that I've teamed up with the Zetas, who, I don't like them, but they're kind of third tier on the list. So
we'll cover them in a bit for sure. And of course, to finish off introductions, last but not least, we have Cody here with Edmund, who wants to put your picture up on the papers along with your secrets. He is currently temporarily indisposed and taken down into the bowels of the earth. So let's go ahead and do a quick little recap. Last time, the group followed through and stole the Phoenix Egg from the Museum of Natural History, a gem with occult power and history. Instead of handing it over to Osborne in exchange for her compliance, they spoke with Kent Knight, who was leading the Zetas in their attempt to steal the same gem and allied with them instead. For as they learned, Knight has a plan to make it as if none of this has ever transpired. Edmund went to deliver a lie to Osborne instead of the egg, but she was not to be denied and kidnapped the reporter and now brings him down beneath the earth. All right. So, since he is currently indisposed, I will skip over that section, come back to that a little bit, and go Claudia, Zechariah, and James. You talked it over and last time decided to meet with Kent Knight in the morning and involve yourself in his ascent. You meet at a predetermined location first before heading out so you can talk and exchange. And notice Edmund is conspicuously absent. Zechariah would be the first to realize he never returned last night after heading to Osborne.
Yeah, I think Zach would probably be pretty concerned about that. It's like because he knows just how dangerous Osborne is.
Well, if we don't, I mean, we need to leave as soon as possible to go ahead and stop the monster. Man, I feel bad about trying to do that, but saving the city is currently a higher priority. I think we have to go with the Zetas and go in. Otherwise, we're going to miss the window.
Yes, you heartlessly and callously disregard your friend's life and safety to go to the meeting.
Well, if the city gets,
Oh, just teasing.
well, if the city gets destroyed, it's going to be kind of pointless.
This is very true.
It's
I mean,
we
maybe if he's lucky, Osborne has spirited them out of the city.
You can't blow up the Earth. I live there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I originally reasoned with Osborne that the theory was, look, if the city gets destroyed, your operations go down, and it's the greater good. So I'm willing to make a deal with the lesser evil on that. But now that the Knights have said they can go ahead and help us, and plus he didn't come back. I mean, for all I know, they kidnapped him for insurance to keep the fake egg. But I actually didn't give him the fake egg.
Yeah.
I told him to tell them that I had failed.
I
You
don't
sent
know.
him with nothing, and now he's gone.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So we still have a fake egg that we could possibly use as a bargaining chip.
Well, I'm taking both of them with me because I'm not
Yeah.
giving these guys the egg until I'm
Yeah.
exactly sure what's going to happen. Because everyone betrays us. The Zetas might not actually betray us. They literally are. Out of all the evil organizations we've run into, they have shown.
They are the least competent.
I love how you say least competent, despite the fact that our operation continued. They've been doing this for at least 4 centuries.
Well, 1 century.
I thought the journals of the vampire guy.
They've had
Yeah.
their plans foiled by a rich woman in a mask and a spunky teenager.
Right. Which is how you do. Well, I mean, the Zetas might have only been around for 100 years, but I think their vampire lord was around for like 300 before that.
Oh
So-
yeah, and
The journals
apparently
went
they're-
to like 1860-ish, if my
Oh,
memory serves
1860?
me right.
Okay, so a mere 150 years.
by the way, I'm looking over that resurrection ritual again. It seems like they might try to bring him back if they can.
Well, he's a vampire. So I don't know. I don't know if we even permanently killed him by punching him and then setting the building on fire.
Give me one moment here.
Right.
But hey,
So you did answer one question I had that was very pertinent, which is the 2 eggs. And I'll also ask, is there any other business you guys do want to take care of before you go? So I will be here to handle that, if anything.
I've got my go bag and my will's made up. So
What are you taking in your go bag? Do you have like in mind what kind of supplies you have?
oh yeah, it's right here on the gear. It's like I take the outfits, I take
Mhm. Yeah, so
Well-
the spelunking outfit, basically.
I have multiple guns and multiple ammo, even though I don't use guns. In fact, you guys, if you guys, like, we're going to the center of the earth. If you guys want to go heavy, now is the time to do it.
Right.
I guess for this, I guess there's no reason not to bring the acid gun.
Awfully true.
I think we're down to like 2 bottles of Vril to reload it with.
Maybe. I can't exactly remember how much you have right now.
No, I
was on
remember-
YouTube track. So if you have 2 left, you got 2 left.
My notes says we only have 2, so because the gun only gets 2 shots per bottle.
Right. So 4 shots total, make them count or melt something fun.
Right, and I've got guns. So basically, I'm saying anybody who's going on this mission, you need to bring a gun. If you don't have a gun, we will get you a gun.
I raise my hand.
All right, here's your pocket pistol.
Thanks.
Yep. Feel free to commit any crimes you want with it. This is the one I got from, was it Ernesto? I forget that guy's name. I don't know. He's a criminal.
Maurice, maybe? I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah.
He's Maurice now.
Whatever. This is the throat.
Okay,
Pocket
I'm
pistols for everyone.
All right.
I lost the Magnum pistol in the escape.
Yeah, you like didn't you like throw it out a window or something? Or
I was clinging to the outside of the car, and I used it to shoot to disable their car, and then it was empty, so I just threw it away.
fair enough.
It's stolen, so who cares? Got to commit crime to solve crime.
Yeah.
I'm not a crime fighter. I'm a masked adventurer.
All right. And Zechariah and James, are you doing anything else specific right now that you want to do to prepare?
I'm gonna bring. Well, it's an exposition, so I'm gonna bring down my notes. I'm gonna bring down, writing materials, my photographs. Bring in pictures.
Oh, I do have another question. Which one of you has the helmet? The weird helmet that's supposed to prevent mind control.
I think Zach still had that. It does need to be powered by. It does still need to be powered by Vril, though.
Well, apparently it didn't save him from whatever trouble he got into. So
Yeah.
All right. So Claudia's bringing spelunking gear, and you're bringing academic gear. What about you, Zechariah?
It's like I don't even know what Zechariah can afford to be with his limited funds. He already has a rough outfit, so he's ready to get rough and tumble if he needs to.
Okay, so you have your rough outfit, but you're not bringing anything in terms of supplies.
It's like what do you even bring on a long trip like this? I'm not
What's something that
100%.
you think you might want to across an entire week here?
Probably like travel rations or something, like food. Like it's like if we're gonna be down there for a while, we're probably going to want like some sort of non-perishable food
Okay,
items that we
so
can
in which
make
case you
meals
can
out of.
also go ahead and take spelunking gear,
Yeah.
which will also cover food if we need to cover it.
Okay.
My gear also includes a flashlight, so
Yeah, you got your flashlight, your camera, your notes, lots of things, research. You even have like a dictionary with you, just in case. English to ancient Sumerian, of course. So it sounds like you guys are ready to go to the meeting. All right then. So together you arrive at Kent Knight's home. And I have to ask Claudia, are you just like going disguised, or how exactly? Because it's important usually.
no, I'm gonna go in the woman in black outfit. They don't know who I am, and I was thinking I could wear a rough outfit because I'm expecting to get in trouble, but screw it.
Yeah, as long as you keep your hat down, no one questions the mask because they don't see it. Okay.
Well, you notice it's not a mask; it's just a handkerchief covered in skulls.
Yeah. All right. So
Zach
still-
might want. I don't know. I don't think Kent Knight knows that Zach is working with the woman in black, so he might want to do something to disguise himself as well.
well, the disguise outfit is what Claudia wears. You could get one instead as well if you really wanted to, but that would not be a rough outfit.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the critical.
I would think I'm more thinking just like he would be wearing something to cover his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could just like wear something over your face if you really want.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta just keep clearing my throat today. So you do arrive at Kent Knight's house, a pleasant suburban house, only a short walk away from the university. Claudia would be familiar with the front door and find it unlocked. And you are, of course, beckoned inside when you knock and try to politely enter. And inside, you are greeted by a sizable number of people eating breakfast. Knight, the jackal, with a large plate of sausages to fill his portly belly. 3 fraternity members trying to flick small pieces of paper between each other's fingers like a goalpost. 2 individuals from the Red Company, former soldiers from Breakstone's past squad, with Thompsons sitting nearby, both drinking coffee. And last but not least, you see of all people, Mr. Gray with a mouthful of toast as he pleasantly waves at you and muffles a hello through it.
So
You
this
can
is
also
where
see,
you've been.
yeah, you can also see around the kitchen. The place is packed with supplies, crates and bags, sleeping cots and backpacks, spelunking gear, lanterns, and even flashlights. It seems as if it'd be enough for a very large expedition, far more than are here.
Mr. Gray, I'm glad to see that you're well.
I know, I'm glad to see I'm well too.
I will shake his hand.
He'll shake yours and he'll offer
I
you
will
some toast.
squeeze his hand.
Oh, firm grip as always,
Lightly.
Claudia. Oh,
Yes, we really should talk more.
of
I don't
course.
know why we don't. I say, not letting go of his.
Well, you got my letter, didn't you? I went on and did some business ventures. Talked with some people setting up spirit parlors. Really got them some good stuff for that, I think. Real quality money out of that.
No, I did not receive your letter. I'm also flashing back. We never actually got a letter, did we?
You totally did.
Oh, we did?
He was
Or-
very vague about where he was going and what he was doing, though.
Oh, right.
Even told those three friends of Dante's what was up and where I was going. They told
Yeah.
you what was up, right?
Well, leaving next time, I would think that our relationship was so cozy that you could, that you feel you could confide in me beforehand, so we can go ahead and make proper arrangements and an exit strategy. Still, I'm glad to see you're okay.
Yeah, I was doing pretty great until these guys came around and told me that there was some fun stuff underground, apparently.
Yeah, we're gonna go punch it.
Oh, wow, that's great. I heard it was like special artifacts, and I'd love to see some of those.
Well, I hope you brought a camera because you're gonna have to take a picture because we're gonna punch it.
Oh, I'm bringing this, he says as he like pulls out a toolbox. They say they need me to fix it. Probably. That's what you guys said, right? And Knight will just like put down a sausage and go, yes, that's right. I guess I should probably go over what we're doing.
See, that's the to have the enthusiasm of Mr. Gray to sign up for a bizarre expedition to an undiscovered place to confront an unknown phenomenon head to head without any worries or preparation or fear of any kind.
Well, these
Almost
guys are going to be
inspiring.
here, and this guy's he's got a Thompson here. Look at that. It's amazing. I think everything will be fine. Nothing will stand up to these two guys. And he like uncomfortably reaches out and puts his arms around them, and they just kind of give him this toxic little look. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. Besides, I'm sure everything down there's pretty valuable too.
We'll see. Make sure you get a good look at it before I punch it.
And of course, Knight, with his plate clear, will go ahead and push his plate forward to the and say, "All right. Well, I guess I'll put it as plainly and simply as I can. I've been waiting decades for this expedition. I have the supplies, and I know the route. When we get down there, we will find what I believe is the Temple of the Strong Force. At this temple is an artifact that represents the peak of the empire that once existed below. All that they knew of the Strong Force. It's some sort of portal and has something to do with time, and I believe one can use it to gain control of time itself. I've done my theorizing and have notes and rituals ready for a number of possible contingencies for what it is, but I will ultimately need to be there and discover it first."
If it's a portal of time, how is that going to solve our problem?
Well, it's quite simple. Once in my possession, researched, we will activate it. I will return in time before this monstrosity that is the progenitor experiment started by the nobles ever came to fruition, and I will end Olgad Noble before he even gets that far, and then use his research material to make it big on the open market in the intervening time, and live in luxury. I see absolutely no problem with this plan whatsoever. Except, I think I may need the Phoenix's egg.
Well, what makes you think that?
Well, I've done the research that I could from a few other sources that Noble used to have. I think they're up in flames now. But I do believe, while it is entirely possible to travel back in time, perhaps with this very portal, I don't believe it's possible to survive. That it will cause death one way or another, whatever it does. And the
So it's
only
a
way
portal that when you travel through it, it kills you.
Yes, that has a side effect, of course. But I believe I can mitigate that. Reverse it even, with that egg. With the proper preparations in place, I can forestall such a death that I have foreseen. Go through the portal, and come out on the other side alive. It's a gambit, for sure, but I'm more than willing to put my life on the line for it. I've spent decades researching this. I won't let the opportunity pass me by.
I have to admit, it is pretty tempting to be the first university student to travel through time.
Professor, thank you.
Jack is just sort of folding his arms and pondering to himself the possible consequences of screwing with a past timeline.
Well,
And I'm just thinking, are you sure to think it do time travel? You know, it's the being the skeptic.
yes, in fact, I would like to submit here. Mr. Gunn here is an expert in most most of what he has encountered is often been proven to be false, or
Mr. Green.
ramblings, fiction, that sort of thing. He's highly skilled in being able to find artificialness. Since you've never attempted to die and come back before, perhaps you could give the manuscripts for Mr. Gunn and us so we can read them and corroborate your findings.
I have them here. I'm fairly certain that it should work, but it does require such material. And he'll actually go ahead, pull out some of his notes, and start shuffling through them and go, it's this book and this one. Yes, just after giving your soul over to a foreign spirit. Yes, right here.
And I just raised my about the soul thing.
You don't want to do that one. Focus on this one. And he'll pass it over to you, and you can read it, and it has a fair number of requirements, and of course a highly expensive gem or phoenix egg here is more or less mentioned. You can put two and two together that will probably meet the requirement. As for if it works or not, you want to study it?
We can attempt to.
Okay. So you can go ahead and make a mind academics check. And you can go ahead and roll a d12 if you have research, because maybe you've seen something like this before.
I don't know. It's like, who wants to lead this? I would assume James is probably the best at this, and Zach will attempt to give assist dice here.
Mind career. So mind academics.
Yep, mind academics and research if you have it.
Oh, I do. I definitely do.
I thought so.
Well, here is Zach's assist here. If it will roll. Come on. Roll 20 does not want to cooperate with me here. It's like I clicked it twice and there it goes. Okay.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, you definitely assist. So go ahead and give that extra d8, James. Let's see what we get. Hey, we come out with 3 successes. So all of this is magical mumbo jumbo, but you're pretty familiar with magical mumbo jumbo at this point, and Zechariah sort of leans over your shoulder and points out, like, you could do this or this, and he's tried this before. And while it is, of course, an untested ritual, it does in fact seem as if it will work. Of course, the mitigating part of all this is that once you use your gem of choice that is magically empowered in such a way, it will be shattered forever and be unusable therefore. You only get to do it once, and afterwards you don't ever get it again.
I'd rather not be stuck in the past.
Sounds
Additionally,
pretty risky.
because you've read this already, you've read deep enough that if you were to try to do this more than once ever in your existence, it will probably not work out the way you intend.
Even if I were to believe all this, and I'm highly of this, I don't think this is a good idea.
And why is that?
Well, according to this, if you try it twice, it's not try the attempt twice, like trying to go back to your present time, it's not going to work out for you.
Well, I haven't had a chance to do it once. I'm not rich enough to afford one of a gem worthy of the ritual. However, we do have one of them here today.
And it's going to be
Right.
destroyed. Yes, but once you use it, it's going to be destroyed.
Well, I only needed to work once.
Apparently, he's planning
No,
to go back in the past and set himself up as local lord.
Well, richer than I am now.
So you don't plan on coming back.
Well, I'll have plenty of time to figure out if there's a way to do so without dying. I have all the research of decades right there at my fingertips, and no one to stop me from just doing as I wish.
Yeah, how far back was this experiment?
I believe sometime in the 1860s. I have it in one of these notes here. You'll forgive me if it's a bit of a mess. That wasn't at the top of my priority.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's not that unreasonable then. I was thinking, like, well, if it's centuries ago, it would be terrible. But in the 1860s, no, you could, with your knowledge of the future of electricity, you could definitely set yourself up as a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court.
Indeed. Of course, there's no need to even go further back. I don't think there was even anyone in the area 100 years ago. Well, except maybe some natives. But I don't need to impress them. They're not here anymore.
Well, notions of causality and the butterfly effect are totally lost on me, a rich person in the 1920s, so I'm ready to go.
I'm sure it can only have positive effects and never have any other sort of consequences.
It's like I'm going to wake up tomorrow a completely different person because of this.
I have doubts about this.
Let's see if I have any further notes here. Alright. Yep, I mentioned the problem, and so open up to questions. Unfortunately, I lost one of my zetas in the altercation yesterday. I believe he's in jail at this point.
Zechariah is just going to look completely sweet and innocent.
But I think with your help, when we go down there, I think we should have a very safe and secure party regardless.
Well, that time isn't going to travel itself. Let's go.
It's like deeper down the rabbit hole.
Alright, boys, you know what things you're carrying. Load it up onto the car. And everyone will
How
go
many
ahead
days do we think this journey is going to take?
I predict it will take at least 3 days to reach the temple. So, of course, 3 days back, and then, of course, however long we plan to be down there. I've planned for at least 2 weeks. With all the extra supplies, we could maybe stay a whole month.
We should probably do this faster than that, because the city might be destroyed by that.
It is the fastest and safest that I could imagine, but we will see what we can do.
Let us be on our way.
Okay. A lot of you will begin heading underground to the book club. All right. So if you will once again take a look at this terrifying figure of monstrous things beneath the earth, as you can see, the temple is at least 10 miles down. So when you do get down there, it will take at least a full day to walk, assuming you are going safely in terrifying caverns and trying to avoid danger.
Well,
Yeah.
I would assume so.
So that is just the impression I want to give first. But as for getting there, Kent has everyone pack up with a backpack load and his Zaters with the extra, and enough that each individual has what they need. And he will lead the pack out to the Loop, the subway downtown that connects all of the lines together. And there, you all will take the subway tunnels to the maintenance shafts and delve into the water channels meant to prevent flooding. If anyone spots you going in, they won't get to you in time. At least if they go back and try to get someone else to come stop you.
So, as we descend into the Earth, aren't you worried about the increasing air pressure might cause nitrogen narcosis?
I've pondered this before. On a previous expedition, I brought a wide variety of gauges just to measure pressure and sensitive gases. However, it seemed stable for at least the first 10 miles, and then 5 beyond that. My assumption right now is that it is stable even further.
Wait, you've been 10 miles underground before?
Yes. I remember when we first dug these tunnels out. Just all speculations and dreams, Savan guiding us. It was exciting. And then it was just one journey down. And nothing but promises for decades for a more complete expedition.
I suppose if I was a centuries-old vampire overlord, I'd sponsor expeditions of like, let's see how deep we can dig.
Well, to be fair, we didn't have to dig very far. And he'll actually go ahead and point to, there, a broken wall in the tunnel, covered by nothing but a bare sheet, and torn aside to reveal the cavern system below. It looks like they only had to dig out about 30 meters.
Wow, just to think, like, the peel back the veil that separates us from untold marvels. It's so thin. It really makes you think.
Yes, both metaphorical and literal, and he'll shake the sheet at you.
Untold marvels or unspeakable horrors.
Well, I'm willing to punch both of them.
Then let us begin. So it is at least a 10-mile hike to our first designation, the sub-temple that we had discovered before. When we had first arrived there was nothing there. We encountered very little opposition from that point. It has, of course, been decades, so I can't say about that now, but we should be on our guard when we get close.
What do you mean encountered opposition?
There's a large variety of open caverns, a full system, several miles away from the sub-temple. When we went there, it seemed very dangerous. We were not the only ones there. We chose to err on the side of safety, since we weren't there necessarily to secure ground. It's just an expedition, just to see. I saw enough, though.
Wow, to think all these years we could have had like the best speakeasies going on down here. Like there's just miles down here.
Yes, could you imagine if some gangster just happened to stumble upon all of this and just take it over, loot it for its treasure, and turn it into a speakeasy, and he just shudders. The horror.
Well, there's
Say it
miles
isn't so.
of it. You can't possibly police it all or take over all of it.
No, but there are some things that are more important than others, such as the temples. Well, if we can at least secure there, we can get there, and I can guarantee it should be safe to fortify for a nice long rest, and then we can
All right,
continue.
well, we
there.
all need to be taking photos, guys, because like this will give us material for our magazine for like months, if not years.
Yeah, way ahead of you.
Yes. Of course, it is a lot of dark and damp tunnels. It actually becomes less damp the further you go. So there are plenty of rock formations that are very interesting. but it's hard to distinguish these caves from anything else. In fact, it only takes like about an hour into the walk before you realize you don't have a conception of how far the surface might be anymore or anything like that. It's all dark and gloomy and rocks. These tunnels seem to have a certain character to them. They aren't dug out like the 30-meter tunnel the Zetas dug out, but they seem to have some sort of definable pattern. Something about this is intentional, but it's not as if someone carved bricks into it or something. Something different about the way these formed. Something that would never have occurred in nature. And this is obvious even to an untrained eye. There are plenty of other caverns that seem to intersect, areas where things have eroded and open way to more natural seeping paths. But Knight is quick to tell you that those are undoubtedly dead ends and perhaps even dangerous.
We probably should make copies of your map just in case. It would be a shame if the one person with the map gets killed.
Well, I'm already 3 steps ahead of you, and he'll go ahead and hand you a copy.
Excellent. No, no,
Turns
no.
out the photostats only charge a penny.
I know, right?
It's absurd. I should get 5 copies for every penny. Extortionists. And of course, so there are multiple maps. It takes about another hour of walking, and you're about to take a short little break so that everyone doesn't necessarily exhaust themselves. When you begin to hear music, if it could be called music, it's not a noise from the cavern, but it seems to echo all around. It's this hodgepodge of hard to string together sounds and wailing. And it scratches at your very mind. And I would like you guys to roll mind, will, and academics. All right, James, you were A-okay. Claudia, not so much. And Ender isn't great. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and just do a...
What do you mean not so much? I have 2 successes.
Well, this is opposed, because it is terrible magic. And
What? I have a
unless we wish
6 and James is a 7. I mean, we're not that different.
Well, their roll is 5, 3, 3, 7 here. So they do have a 7 on it. And I'm going to go ahead and ask, would you like to tap anything to avoid the effects of terrifying magic?
God damn it.
Oof.
No, that's my magic resistance.
Yeah, I saw that he rolled a 3. Oof.
Well, is it a fear effect or is it a maddening effect?
It is a maddening sort of effect.
Oh. Man, I could go crazy and just punch everybody. Now, there's no reason not to tap my personality. Except that I'll roll like ass.
Poor Claudia. It
Your
rings in your ears, and you can see Knight and the others with you begin to clutch their heads.
Well, hold on. I don't have a favorite use for academics yet.
Okay, well, I mean, you're free to reroll it.
Can I specify with the occult?
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go! Wait, I knew about this. I read about this in books.
I haven't seen the roll yet, but hey, it's a 9. Yeah, there you go. You read that you need to hold your hands like this and clear your mind and find something to focus with.
Well, the idea is to concentrate. Well, I mean, like, if this was Lovecraft, it would just be like all this writing up. And at the time, I felt the piping burning in my brain, and it was a melody that I could quite understand, but not quite otherwise. It was the way that was indescribable, yet I still took 40 words to describe it. However, it was in the maddening that all I do is concentrate and remind myself, that I am Claudia Greathouse, that I have not come all this way and triumphed against all these other adversaries to lose my reason now. No, I balled up my fists in indignation. No, I will not succumb.
Yes, you will not go quietly into that nighted penguin-fringed abyss.
If only it was something we could punch.
If only. However, as you cannot punch the music, you instead punch it inside your brain. And for everyone else, except for you three, it appears as if they are put terribly on edge, and they complain immediately of the pain in their heads. They are, I will go and disclose, cacophonous. They will have one action per turn and are blindsided by all attacks right now.
Well, that's just lovely.
Yes. And it continues to scratch on the chalkboard of your mind still. You almost would say it's jazz, except it has no ordinary jazz to it. It sounds like drums and flutes and, of course, wailing and howling.
I refuse to listen to the notes that you're not playing.
And Knight will look up at you and go, this didn't happen before.
Quickly, we must find a way to slow the passage of time. Everyone, smoke your marijuana.
And
Oh,
the
boy.
fraternity boys will pull it out immediately.
See, came prepared.
I came prepared for something, says Knight disapprovingly.
That's how you can appreciate the grace notes.
In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and both of them are actually a lot better after chilling out a little bit. And they will even go, it's got a certain rhythm to it, and its lack of rhythm. It's like what it's not playing.
Oh no, they succumb to reefer madness. I'll punch. No, it's seriously, if alcohol and the marijuana will calm our nerves, then so be it.
I didn't pack anything like that. Except for these two goons, he's just pointing to his students. I thought
We're
I taught
going,
you
like,
better.
30 miles out of any jurisdiction in the United States, and you didn't bring alcohol.
Well, I'm an expedition. Why'd I need it? Why'd I ever have needed it?
In
Need
case
to
you get
focus
bitten
my
by a
mind.
snake.
Well, there is rubbing alcohol in one of these, but that's not exactly tasty.
Well, let's get out of here. You said you didn't hear the piping before. Is there someone down here?
I can only assume there must be now.
Well, all the more reason to make haste.
All right. The lot of you will attempt to make haste. It is still several hours as you continue down. And as you will continue with only the two Zeta members feeling pretty chill about all this, suddenly. We will pan back to Dante for a bit. Also a test and see. Cody, are you here?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. So as the day passes, just a little bit after noon, Dante, someone, once again, is at your theater. And you can hear them entering in.
Okay. Who is it?
Your crew is still around, and I just need to catch my breath real quick. Dang hiccups. And Wanda will step in. She is, she's looking pretty alright, but her clothing seems very mismatched between, a big, wide sun hat made of straw, a yellow raincoat, and, trousers, of course. Scandalous. But she seems in a good mood, and, it will look up at you, Dante, and, how would you describe yourself right now?
Still is completely frazzled. You remember, Rafferty, help me out. What's the name of the movie that I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore? You're not here. Awesome.
Dang it.
What's
Well,
that? News? Something? Anyway,
Rambo 2 Thirst for Blood.
you would know it. God damn it, Griff. How do you not know it?
I don't know, because I'm just weird and I don't watch anything. But she will still look at you and go, Dante, are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't expect to see you like this. And she'll go ahead and start approaching the stage and put her hand on your shoulder.
Like that. I look like that.
Oh gosh, yeah. What a crazy old man. I've been out for a while, and I thought I'd come and share what happened. But is everything fine, Dante?
It's good.
I
You
know what
should probably leave.
I know what I've seen. But oh dear, well, this isn't quite like what I've seen at all. Well, I'm here because I think I need your help, Dante. I went to the library, but it was closed. No one else was there, so I thought I'd come here to see if you were here, and well, and she'll just sort of shuffle a little bit.
You need to, you need to go back home.
What? No, Dante, I've had a vision
Of what?
of the city, of it being destroyed, plunged into darkness.
Like I said, I think you need to go home.
Oh no, that's the thing, Dante. You were in my vision.
Right? Oh, okay.
I've been trying to follow the Zetas up. I've been trying to go to find where these terrible entities were, and I found their trail of destruction, but it I lost the trail. Something strange happened. They're terrible monsters, but they still. It's as if they stopped for some reason, but they were nowhere to be found afterwards. I I got worried and I looked for a premonition, and I think someone is trying to do something. Some old tiger. I'm not sure who it really is, but they're planning to do something with those things.
What things?
The entities. The smaller ones, that is.
What did you see?
I saw you and I in some sort of building in the middle of the night. It was dark. I couldn't make out a whole lot of details in my vision, but I saw us intruding upon it, trying to stop it somehow.
I meant about the city.
Uh, I saw. I saw again, and I saw the city in darkness. Some terrible monster. It must be the entity rising up from the center of the city. From this strange ritual they must be doing. And and I think you're the one who could stop it before it happens. But I got worried still, and I saw another vision. Too, with you in it. With the city on fire. And then I saw another one, where there were several cities. Like on this inside of a cube. All facing each other. And more, and I I don't even know what's threatening the city anymore. But maybe we could try to stop one of them. Or maybe we have to stop all of them. I'm not sure. I've never been this unsure about my visions.
What did you say she looked like?
Uh, happy, clean, but with a sun hat, a raincoat, and trousers.
Okay.
Basically, she looks a bit of a mess.
No, yeah, I follow that. Well, if you've seen all this, then you know why you need to go home.
Well, maybe, but Dante, you plan to do something to stop all of this, right?
I'm already planning. That's why I'm here. That's why you need to leave.
Well, tell me you'll try to find this person and try to stop them, won't you?
I can't be in both places at once.
I don't think you have to be. I've seen the visions. I know one occurs in the middle of the day, but the other one was in the middle of the night.
So I have to wait for one and then the other.
Well, if it doesn't happen during the day, couldn't you go and seek out the other? What can I do for you, Dante? What can I do to give you assurance that you'll be where you need to be?
Show me what you've seen.
All right. She will go ahead and attempt to do so. She is going to go ahead and put a hand on your shoulder, and I'm going to make a power roll. She's somewhere on this list. Did I move her up here? No. I think she's still... Yep, she's still in the Willow Springs. Isn't she? Wanda, where'd you disappear to? Stop hiding. I'm just gonna keyword search.
She's at the bottom left.
Yeah, there we go. Found her. Alright, so Wanda, you're gonna try doing weird mystical things, and if I check my occult horror real quick, ESP was observation. So we have mind, will, do observation, and of course your power dice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. She is going to use her power to share what she has already seen in detail. She will first show you the scene of of you in the middle of the night intruding into some building to stop someone that you very quickly recognize as Olgat Noble. However, it is very clear he is not in a good condition. In
I thought he was
fact,
dead.
oh no. Well, Olgat is the non-vampire one. He was left alive.
Okay, I just don't remember. Oh, that's right. He ran down
Right.
one hallway and we left.
But very quickly, you can very quickly tell he looks a lot like you do right now. Very, very frazzled. His jacket buttons aren't even lined up. That's just poor form. So we have 4 successes here, and across these multiple visions, I'm going to allow you to ask 4 questions total. Do you want to ask any questions about this one?
Why is he here?
He is attempting to perform a ritual, and you can see it in the background. It looks like there are 2 large hulking figures sitting down, very patiently and oddly. They almost seem like some sort of massive insect or cockroach. And they have some sort of red collar around what you can assume to be their neck, or at least the top half of their body. What exactly this will do, you're not quite sure. But the second part of the vision will show you the massive darkness spreading out from that very location. There are also a few people tied up in there, and it looks like a few of them might be bleeding to death.
Okay. What is the exact date and time?
Tomorrow night. I would give you a more precise time in the middle of the night. Let's go ahead and say midnight.
Where exactly is this?
A look around at your surroundings. It appears to be some sort of abandoned building. It is very large. It has a large wooden floor, and there's some metal constructions up on the sides. There are no windows at ground level. Instead, it appears to have a very tall ceiling and some small rectangular windows dotting around the entire enclosure. It is a single, very large room. And you came in from the outside into it.
Right, but does that identify it for me, like where in the city or...
It doesn't really tell you where exactly it is, no. You could roll mind observation yourself if you'd like to get a better idea of what the building is. Ooh, very good. You can tell that sort of a glance at the back of your head. This is a basketball court inside of a gymnasium. All the bleachers are pushed to the side. And in fact, some of the windows seem boarded up.
So it's an abandoned school? Is that what you just said?
An abandoned gymnasium of some kind. Or at least one that's not currently in use.
I guess never having lived in a city, I'm not used to a gymnasium being outside of a school.
Alright, so that has been 2 questions at least. Do you want to save them or
Sure, I'll
use more?
save them.
Okay. The next one, of course, is very familiar to you. The vision you very much had. Of you in your theater, of the White Tower rising up from the ground, and the massive burst of flame from none other than Osborne, decimating everything in front of you.
Right.
Any questions about that one, or the next?
No, I already know this one. I've seen it.
Okay. The next
wait. What exact date and time was this?
one. 4 days in the future from now.
Fuck you. Anyway, go on.
Okay. So that's 3 questions. The next one, of course, is as if you were looking at the city through a kaleidoscope, and it is slowly twisting and turning into itself, into a single geometric shape, and all things are coming together. It is impossible to figure out what is happening here, but you can tell the panic of the city itself. Do you have any questions about this scenario?
Say it one more time.
It is like looking at the city through a kaleidoscope, where as you start to turn the kaleidoscope, the city begins to split and copy itself, creating geometric shapes of an interior of an unfathomable shape.
Okay, when is this?
4 days in the future.
I mean, before or after Osborne?
Unknown.
Well, that's 4 questions.
Okay? And of course, you have last vision, which sort of blends in with the last 2 as well. And you just see the city. It seems nice. There's a very large central tower, though. It just has a large K on it.